To help present this award, please welcome Mary Ellen Sprinkle, CEO of the CORE Network.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's an honor to be here. Now, I want to share something with you. How many people watched the Super Bowl? Most amazing Super Bowl ever? So I won a bet on the Super Bowl, and it was a national service bet. I made a bet with Representative John Lewis, ever heard of him? From Georgia, that whoever won the Super Bowl would host the other representative for a day of service in his district. And so although things weren't looking good for me at halftime, Representative John Lewis is going to be coming to Massachusetts to do a day of service. It's pretty incredible, in fact, how many organizations have reached out and said, we'd be happy to host the representative. I don't care where I go, but they'd very be happy to host John Lewis. So it's an honor to have him come. But I want to tell you why national service is personal for me as a member of Congress, because I truly wouldn't be here in this job without my own experience of national service. When I graduated from college, I decided that I'd lived pretty good life, but had never really done anything to give back. And so I looked at different options. I looked at teaching overseas, doing the Peace Corps, but for me, I was inspired by the young men and women, especially those 18 and 19-year-old kids, really, on the front lines of our nation's military. And I decided that I should do my part too. And so I signed up, decided just before September 11th, there's nothing like good timing, to join the Marines, and ended up in the Iraq War. And I felt that over the course of 4 tours in the Iraq War, I saw some of the consequences of failed leadership in Washington and what that meant for our national servants on the ground. And that ultimately is what inspired me to run for Congress. Now, I don't have any background in politics. I mean, the first congressman that my parents met was me. Don't have any family money or anything like that. But I was approached by a national service organization that's trying to get veterans to run for Congress at a time when we've never had fewer veterans in Congress in our nation's history. And that ultimately was what inspired me to serve. I wasn't inspired to be a congressman by Congress. I know that's hard to believe. I was inspired by young Americans doing national service. And so my message to you tonight is that the work that you do is not just consequential for the people you serve every single day, but even more so for the few people you inspire in the future who will serve themselves. I was inspired by some very young Americans in our nation's military to start down a path that has ultimately landed me here in Congress. And as a member of Congress, I could not be more proud to support in a bipartisan way the expansion of national service. Thank you very much.